Hi, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be covering about the IFC Investment Funds course. So I'll just be cutting straight to the chase. There's two institutions that offer this course. It's a government certified course. You need to pass this exam in order to be certified by the government, by the MFDA, to sell mutual funds or to be a mutual funds dealer. So if you do not pass this exam, you are not able to become a mutual funds dealer, and you need it to progress in your banking advisor intern, like I mentioned before. If you don't have it, you can't go forward into the mutual fund section because you're not allowed to participate in any form of conversation with the clients. You're not licensed. Uh, it's a very dangerous situation. So, how did I start preparing for the investment funds course? Um, there's two institutions that do it. It's the IFSC and the CSI. So the Canadian Securities Institution, and the other one's French. I don't really recall what it's called, but it's the IFSE. The IFSE is much cheaper than the CSI, but that that was this year in 2019 when I took it. The price can change any single time, anytime, because a few years ago, when I asked one of my colleagues, they said it was 300 for the IFC course, everything included, books, everything for the CSI. But what happened is they pulled up the price to around almost 600 after tax for the IFC exam for the CSI. And for the IFSC, after tax, everything included the book, the online course, the exam, even the first exam sitting, everything included, around 230-ish dollars after tax. And that's pretty impressive. So I thought I would just take that because um, both, like for the bank I'm working at right now, they take both from both institutions. It doesn't matter as long as you get a passing grade of 60. And you get the certificate. They don't care where you got the certificate from. It could be from the CSI, it could be from the IFSC. So on to the way I prepared it. Um, I bought the book. I read through the whole thing because I got the whole package, and I was lucky because I was already working at the time in the bank, and I mentioned that hey, I was going through this exam phase, right? So one of my colleagues lent me their CSI books, their Canadian Security Course books. It's a really thick book. There's a volume one and a volume two. So even though I didn't spend the $600 to get those two thick books and the exam sitting and the online course, I still got to read the book. And uh, the IFSC book is really thin. It's really easy to read. You can read it in like less than like 3 days. It it's not that hard to read through, but it causes an illusion because you think that the course itself is easy. The course itself is easy, but there's a lot of memorizing. There's a lot of math that you have to go through as well. There's a lot of trick questions, so you have to be really, really careful, and you also have to remember very specific details about certain things. So after I read the very thin IFSC book that came with the package, the 230 something dollar package, I also read the two CSC books, the really thick volumes. I didn't read all of it. I took out the chapters that was going to be on the exam or is going to be on the exam, and I studied for those instead of going for reading everything that was not needed. I just took like a bit of what was needed and what I knew was going to be on the exam based off of the thinner book. I also did the online stuff that came with the book. So they have a quiz after every single chapter, and they also have a exam after you finish all of the 11 chapters. They also have a case study, which is really nice. You can go through it and you can see like client interactions and things like that. For me personally, I skipped all of that case study and everything because I was already doing it in the on the job. It didn't make any sense for me to go through like a case study. The last few chapters was something about like client relationships and how you're supposed to go around talking with clients and things like that. I personally just skimmed through that. It wasn't really important. Um, I just asked my colleagues and got more insight on dealing with clients and interacting with them instead of just reading through something really boring. So I prepared for it and I took the exam. I passed the exam. I wouldn't say with flying colors. I didn't really have that much time to prepare for that. I'd say around it took me around like a week or two with really heavy studying because like in the front I was just like skimming through it, you know. I did like a chapter one day and then I would have like 2 weeks and I wouldn't even like touch the material. And by this by like all when my exam was almost when my exam date almost came up, I started like studying hardcore every day I got home from work on the weekends. I started studying hardcore, and that's how I got through it. The practice exam helped a lot too. The CSC books helped a lot too. What happened was like when I took the exam, there were some questions which wasn't even present on the book and the quiz, which I found really odd. I don't know why. They probably just wanted you to take the exam again for more money. But I came well prepared, and I still scored like an okay score. I think everyone scored um, around like 60, 70s because there really is no point in getting 90s. You could get a 100, but no one really cares in the industry. As long as you get the certificate, everything is fine. Everyone aims for other ones. Like there's other certifications out there if you want to become like a financial advisor, financial planner, things like that. You don't have to worry about like, oh, everyone's going to shame me if I don't get like a 60, if I don't get a 90, what if I just get a 60, you know, like it doesn't look good. The clients don't care as long as you know what you're doing and you have the knowledge. Um, it's not really that important in my opinion. You might want to aim for that 100 if it's still possible or if you want to. The thing with me is if I pass the exam, um, the financial institution I work at is going to reimburse me. So I passed the first time I took it. So obviously they're going to reimburse me with the amount. And that's basically it for the IFC exam. And I also mentioned that I was going to talk about how I got into this position in the first place. So I'll be releasing that hopefully in the next video. And I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions about the IFC exam, about the CSC courses and things like that, you can always leave a comment down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. I'll see you in the next video.